So I welcome you to another episode of my podcast, The Beacons of Logic with Oluwadurotimi, a place where we learn, a place where we share, and a place where we grow, a place where we talk about rational thinkings and rational talks you get. And I welcome you here to another episode of this podcast. Those who haven't listened to the previous podcast, I would like to urge you guys to go back and listen to the previous episode of this podcast because we talk about some interesting topic which we will be doing the same today too. So I something really happened and I was like, okay, there is this certain joy and happiness which is attached to us achieving a certain goals, to us achieving a certain fixed in life. You've aspired for this thing for a long time and you've attached so many happiness. You've said to yourself, only if I can get this done, only if I can do this, only if I can just move ahead, and only if I can achieve these certain goals, which we've set to ourselves, then I will be happy. Then I would feel fulfilled. Then I will like, at least I've achieved something, that happiness, that thing will be there that you're like, yes, finally I did it. Finally it come to pass. Yes. After how many years? At least those kind of feeling. So I was now wondering like, why is it that even that feeling sometimes is always short lived? After achieving that certain goals, after achieving that certain fate, after achieving that certain accomplishment, then you now see that what you feel will bring you the happiness, like the joy. Yeah, it brings the joy at first, but at the long run, you now see that it's actually short lived, and you are always looking forward to the next goals, and you are always looking forward to achieve the next feat again. I was like, why is he always so? Is it not supposed to give us an endless happiness? Is it not supposed to give us an endless joy? Why is he always short lived? Like, I should be happy for a long period of time because I have achieved this. Is it because woman wants insatiable, or woman always wants more? Or is it that we haven't find yet the fulfillment we want? Or can it actually look like there is a difference between accomplishment and fulfillment? Yeah, probably. So this topic is just about that. So we'll be looking if accomplishment and fulfillment are the same. You get, success are tied, success are often defined and described to our goals and to our achievement and aspiration. When you actually achieve something, you say, yeah, I'm successful in this. And you can be successful in achieving something, in accomplishing something, and you can be successful too in finding fulfillment in something. So why is it that most of our accomplishments we don't find fulfillment in them? And why is it that our fulfillment, which we thought will actually give us a lot of accomplishment and give us a lot of joy, and give us a lot of happiness in our hearts that will last forever, all of a sudden now becoming something we don't even find pleasure in them anymore? Every woman being wants to succeed in whatever he or she is doing. You get in academics, in works, in everything you find yourself. You just want to be successful in doing them. And it's always something we crave for. It's always something we always aspire to do. But I really want to ask, is it the accomplishment of our goals or the fulfillment we feel when we achieve them that we describe and we ascribe to success? Or is it the joy we get wherever we fulfill this thing that we ascribe to success? Why is it that we often misplace the fulfillment for achievement and to accomplishment rather? Why is it that we always think what will bring us fulfillment is achieving or accomplishing something? So the misplacement of these two words always determined if our happiness will be short-lived or if our happiness will be endless. And everything all depends on us seeing something as a fulfillment and seeing something as an accomplishment.
So you ask yourself, so what's the difference between accomplishment and fulfillment? Success, can be viewed from these two perspectives, and accomplishment is what we refer to as achievement of our goals, the things we've hoped for that we want to do and we eventually did it, the tangible results we get from our hard work and dedication, the promotion we receive, the degree we get, the award and the recognition we receive for our hard work. So they are what we could regard to as accomplishment, and they are what we could regard to as achieving a certain feat and getting every of our goals being ticked out and every of our goals being accomplished. While fulfillment, on the other hand, is an intangible sense of satisfaction and purpose that we feel when we pursue our passion, and they are all aligned to our value and they are all aligned to our purpose. That sense of fulfillment, that sense of happiness that you always feel continually when you are in line with your value, when you are in line, or when your accomplishments, you are accomplishing every time, every of the feat, every of the levels you got into, and you are accomplishing them and they are in line with your value. That is when you will say, yeah, I am fulfilled in doing every of these things. Sometimes if you are accomplishing and they are not in line with your value, it might bring a temporary happiness. You know why accomplishment can bring temporary happiness? It often leaves us with feeling of fulfilled and empty after a while. If our accomplishment they are not tied down to our value, they are not tied down to our purpose, that will actually lead to us finding fulfillment in that accomplishment, then it can just bring us a temporary happiness, whereby we will, at the long run we will now feel empty while we achieve every of their goals. After we've achieved all of our goals, then we now realize that it does not bring us that satisfaction we thought it will. And this is because that accomplishment is often external, relying on external validations, and it always rely on external recognition, which they are good. So it's something that we want that validation. We want people to know that, yeah, I did this and I accomplished this, and you want people to say it to you and to recognize your action, to recognize every of your hard works, and to give you your accolades. Those are good. But if all these things they are not attached or aligned to your purpose, they are not aligned to your values, you might find joy in them at the moment, but at the long run you now feel like, I think I feel empty again and I want to do more. No, we become dependent when those things continue like that, and we can't even attach our accomplishment to our purpose. We now want to depend on other people's approval to feel successful. We want to depend on other people's validation. So what they say will now be what we will now regard as the happiness we get, not the one that we feel from within. Imagine you receiving an award for the best actor of the year. At that moment, if acting wasn't what you wanted to do, if acting wasn't what it was just based on circumstances, you just find yourself in acting and you continue doing it and you're achieving everything. At first, you will be people will like celebrate. Yes, he's good in acting. He's good in that. While on the other hand, you internally you will feel like, I think I want to do more than acting. You get? I think I want to do more than this acting. I know people will feel like, yeah, he's good. He's a veteran. He's that. He's this. But or the vegetarian himself might feel it like, yeah, people are recognizing me. Yeah, it's fine, it's cool, but I don't think I am fulfilled. But I think I am. I'm happy with the fact that people are recognizing me. That happiness is there, but the joy that comes from fulfillment, it's not there. So it's like we are finding, when that thing continues always, it's like we are always depending on other approval, other people's approval to feel successful, rather than finding that validations within ourselves. And fulfillment is more tangible and is more sustainable and more meaningful in form of success. It is a sense of purpose and direction when we feel when we are pursuing our passion, and it's a sense of purpose and direction we feel when we are living authentically. Now, the person that wanted to act, now successfully and succeeded in acting, imagine the kind of joy that will be there. Or somebody that wanted to become a CEO of a company, now achieving that thing in line with his purpose. You see, anytime he wants to go to the office, or anytime he wants to go to a place of,
He feel that happiness always. Yes, this is what I love doing. That's what we call the fulfillment. And the accomplishment he keeps getting at every levels of his way, and every level of his career, and every level that is aligned to his purpose brings him much happiness, that they are sustainable and they are endless, because his accomplishment is just tied and is aligned to his values, and they are aligned to his purpose, and it's always something that we wanted to. So when our accomplishment bring us happiness that they are just for a while, then we should ask ourselves, is it what I want to do? Is it that this accomplishment they are not aligned to my goals? Is it that this accomplishment they are not aligned to my purpose? Is it that this accomplishment they are not aligned to my values? So if we can just sit down now and then dissect these two things and see, okay, I think if my accomplishment that I think I am not having happiness in them, whenever I achieve them, it means they are not aligned to my values. So you will now need to revalidate every of your values and now start aligning and attaching them to your accomplishment, and then you now start finding that happiness that they are endless and they are sustainable. You finding that happiness that you feel like it will last for a while. Even why fulfillment always comes from within, and it is not dependent on any external validation. When you are fulfilled, you don't need anybody to tell you, yes, you are fulfilled. You feel a sense of fulfillment in you, like, yes, I am doing what I'm ought to do, and it is not actually dependent on external validation. And it is something we find joy and satisfaction in the journey, not just destination. So it's just like, as you are moving on every level and as you are moving on every stage, you are finding that happiness continually in them, in the journey and not the destination. Accomplishment is like you waiting for the destination before finding happiness. But fulfillment is like you finding happiness in that journey, in the process, before getting to your destination. So the key to happiness is sometimes finding the balance between accomplishment and fulfillment. It's also that we are recognizing that success is not just about achieving our goals, but also enjoying the process and finding purpose and meaning along the way in the journey of this life. So when our accomplishment they are not, it's something we wait for, it's something that they are not aligned to our values, it is when we now feel like the happiness are not sustainable. But in fulfillment, the happiness are sustainable because we are feeling that sense of joy, we are feeling that happiness in every process and not the destination. And everything all comes for us understanding, if my accomplishment is aligned to my values, if my accomplishment they are aligned to my purpose, and if my accomplishment and aligned to the way of life which I wanted to go into, then we will find great happiness, sustainable happiness in what we do. So in conclusion, and just wrap things up and to conclude this episode of this podcast, it's just for us to know that accomplishment brings a temporary happiness if they are not aligned to our purpose. Why fulfillment is the key, like the main key for a long time satisfaction and purpose. By prioritizing happiness, by prioritizing our fulfillment, we will find joy in that journey. We will find happiness in that journey, which can unlock true happiness and which can unlock our true success. And let us not forget everything we've said from the beginning of this episode, that success is not just about achieving our goals, but also enjoying that process, finding happiness in that process. And accomplishment is something that we say that it brings temporary happiness, it brings temporary joy if they are not aligned to your purpose, if they are not aligned to your value. But fulfillment, because being the fact that they are aligned to your purpose and they are aligned to your value, it is just the key for a long time satisfaction that gives you that joy that are endless, and the joy that wants to keep you moving, even though you may want to feel the need for you to stop at the moment, because it's something that is aligned to your value, it's something that is aligned to your purpose. You just find the motivation to want to do them, and and fulfillment comes from within. It's not something that they are external, even though accomplishment might be external validation we receive from people. Fulfillment is not something that is external. It's something that you feel from within, and is not dependent on any external validation. And prioritizing fulfillment leads to more sustainable and meaningful form of success. So if you are prioritizing your fulfillment over accomplishment, then it will give you more sustainable joy, it will give you more sustainable happiness, and it will give you more sustainable success other than just accomplishing and not fulfilling. So these are the things we want to differentiate. And lastly, happiness and success is what they are not just about the destinations. The happiness and success are not just about the destination, but also in the journey. I hope with this, my little thing and my own little understanding, we can be able to know why most of the time our accomplishment does not bring fulfillment, and why our fulfillment is not attached to most of our accomplishments. And I hope you will want to say one or two things in the comment section. You may want to agree with me, and let me hear from you what you think. Let me hear from you what you thought it ought to be, and if you agree with me. And never forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and to always follow this platform for more exciting things like this. And I appreciate you for your time, and do have a great day. Bye for now.